This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
With God's help, we become unstoppable. With God's help, everything is possible. All of the accomplishments are remarkable. Others can hate, but they still can't stop it though. We move forward, never ever stumble. With God blessing us, we still stay humble. And through the struggle and all of the trouble, our work we redouble.
Welcome to Unstoppable Purpose in Motion, brought to you by INCRadio, Washington, D.C. Good morning. I am Elisa Mojica.
Good morning, Elisa. I'm
Morning.
Nigel. I'm Nigel. And you are?
I'm Jaser Castellano.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. And before we continue with this morning's discussion, let's look back at our previous episode. So last week, it was the launching of our rebranding, our Unstoppable Purpose in Motion. So I know you guys were there last week. Can you tell me more about how it was behind the scenes and even on air for you guys?
Well, on my end, the one of the fun parts that I enjoyed was before the show. It was nice seeing the tech go down,
Mm-hmm.
like with Lionel in the back, with Marvin as well, and how everything works out. It's just interesting because I'm not such a techie person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely more of a decor person, but not really. I just like to say that. Like Yvette, she did an amazing job with um making something so like plain into something so genius.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if, but you should go back to like in the pictures you can see the stars. They didn't look like that
Yeah, they're
before.
cute.
That was all her, and it was really such a great time seeing the process go from beginning to finish.
Yeah, I was very impressed by the decorations as well.
Yeah, that's why I enjoyed the most out of the whole entire day was just doing the decorations and like bonding with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
The camaraderie is really great within the INC Radio crew.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
sure. And I was able to watch on air. I watched it through my phone, and I I enjoy watching shows when you're not on air. It's like seeing the audience's point of view, and I really love that discussion. So that was a great show, and I'm really looking forward to this Unstoppable Purpose in Motion. And we also want to shout out our top comments for that show. Everyone had
Oh yeah.
great comments, like talking about the discussion. We were talking about taking little steps.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
very interactive.
Yeah, so if we can see those top 3 comments, let's see who was number 1. Let's see. We have Aries Fredericksburg. There's no perfect time. The best time is always quote
Now.
unquote now.
Oh.
Draw your thoughts, pray, plan, and execute the plan. Trust the process. And if we can have Nidell read the second one.
Sure, I'll read the second one. It is by Ezra Ramirez. Oh yeah, he was there in person.
Mhm.
He said, "It's our first time navigating life, but that's why it's even more important to trust and put our faith in God." Very true.
Yeah.
And Jaster, go ahead and read the third one.
Brother Ace Tapang, small habit is changing the word quote unquote have to quote unquote get. Instead of saying I have to work, start saying I get to work.
Mhm.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
changing that mindset. And shout out to everyone that was able to join on air, and even those in the comments. I saw the comments were really at it.
Yeah.
Shout out,
Mhm.
shout out. And so if we can read a few comments in our chat, if we can have our voice.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. So, a lot of comments rolling in and some familiar faces, even with those who just got highlighted on last week's topic. We have good morning from Sister Lisa Ramirez. Good morning, everyone, po, from Temple Hills. We have Brother
morning.
Bruce Vaughn. Happy Saturday, po. Hashtag Bowie. We also have Sister Lizelle Ramirez, a familiar and friendly face. Was so fun to be part of it. Back to you in the studio.
Oh yeah, thank you so
Yeah.
much, Lizelle. You guys are really fun
Mhm.
being there on air.
Yeah, for sure. And today's episode is What Makes You Move. So, our panel will share their life experiences and the lessons we've all learned that keeps us unstoppable. And we love for our live chat to join us as well in our discussion. And maybe we can have your comment on air again for next week. So, what makes you move? So, what comes to mind when you hear the word unstoppable?
I think of a consistent, ongoing train. Something that doesn't stop. Oh yeah, unstoppable. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
How about you?
What I think is like, have you ever had like made a ball on top of a hill of snow and then rolled it down the hill?
Yes.
Mhm.
And it's like a snowball effect, so it gets bigger and bigger. So that's why I think of unstoppable, because there's nothing stopping it from growing.
That's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
Unstoppable. Always growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if we can have quick text scroll down. There you go. Thank you. And so what's something you're passionate about right now that maybe later on it's like, oh, I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna work for it because I'm unstoppable.
Ooh, I think I have two things in mind. One of them is more so a characteristic thing. Um, I think I talked to you about this before, and J-Star as well, but I want to consistently work on my speech, just talking to people, because I remember I mentioned this before. I want to stop saying "How are you" to someone I already know.
Mhm.
Like, I want to build my friendships and not make it awkward.
Mhm.
So that's my first step. My first step is not to say "How are you" to the same person every single time, because how can you really answer that when I say "How are you"? What are you gonna say normally to someone
Good.
in the hallway or something?
Good. How are you? And then
And
that's
I'm
like
like,
end of
"Good.
conversation.
All right,
Yeah.
bye."
Yeah.
So that's my goal, and then my second goal is to progress in my work as well, because you can always progress
Yeah.
in the things that you do in your career. So that's
There's always room for improvement.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
One of my main goals, especially being like newlywed, same
Mhm.
thing with for you, sister
Oh
Nigel,
yeah.
is like learning how to be a husband kind of thing. It's like more like a give and take kind of thing.
Mm.
And how to, make my wife happy. That's
Aw.
like,
Me too, brother Jace.
yeah. How do we do that, brother Mar? Just keep saying yes, correct?
No.
It's definitely a learning process for everyone. I think that's for me too, even as a person. Yeah, I don't have a significant other. I'm also working on myself, but there are times I want to work on being a better sister, even a better daughter.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to really reflect on how you are as a person and then what you want to change to make the others around you feel better as well. And so if you were to describe yourself when you want to achieve something, how are you as a person? Like, do you usually take it slow? Or are you like, oh, I need to really lock in?
I'm definitely scatterbrained. So that means like I never know where to start. So how would I describe myself? Yeah, scatterbrained. So I what works for me is having a checklist, even if it's something like a soft skill, like being more, I don't know. Help me up here, guys. Like more better with my time or something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Something that's not tangible,
Mhm.
like or physical. So
Mm.
that's something I don't know what I was talking about, but yeah, that's just an example.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like for me, especially when it comes to work, I want to learn everything.
Mhm.
And also when it comes to like even real life, like even like meeting people, I just want to know everything about you.
Oh,
Even though they're like new, I'm very outgoing, as you can tell. But
yes.
like even if they're like someone new, like I just meet them, it's like, oh, I want to know everything about you. Like that's the one main thing that.
So you focus on one thing.
Yeah, I focus on one thing, and like once I get it down like straight, I can move on to the next task.
Mm,
Oh, that's
okay.
good. That's a good skill, actually. Might need to talk to you about that because now, see, you see how I said I was scatterbrained. I forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Mm,
So making those lists, writing it down, just so that I feel like if you see it, you're like, oh, that's what I was working on.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think that's good, writing it down.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
How
But
about
the
you?
one thing that's
Oh,
bad about it is like it's tunnel vision because you don't see everything else around you.
that's
You just
true.
focus on that one thing. So that's the it's good to have both kind
Mm.
of thing. Yeah.
Hmm.
And we have a comment that we'd want to read.
So we have two comments here asking about the question, what keeps you driven? We have Sister Grace Galarpe saying, just keep going, involving physical, mental, social, and most importantly, spiritual maturity. As well as a comment from Sister Lizelle Ramirez saying, what keeps me driven is trying new experiences with my friends and family.
Mm. Wow, great comments. Yeah, for that, um, for what keeps you driven, what keeps you guys driven?
Hmm.
For me is like the lack of knowledge because I want to know everything. I don't know. It's just because
Oh.
like at work especially, there's a lot of things to know within engineering
Mm,
that you just can't learn everything.
that's
It's kind of pretty much impossible, which is exciting for me because I love like an infinite amount of knowledge. Like,
unstoppable
yeah,
knowledge.
exactly. It just keeps growing, like my brain. But
He
but
just gets bigger.
yeah,
Like,
no,
whoa, Jason, you've gotten smarter.
yeah,
I can see it on like the camera.
yeah. That's why there's no room for my hair. So just my head keeps growing.
That was a good one.
That that explains a lot. I might need to go, have no hair too.
I know, right? Like, I need my hair out so I can be smarter.
What was the question again?
What keeps you driven?
Um, I would say definitely my family and friends, as basic as that sounds. But sometimes, I reflect with them.
Mhm.
I think that's why they are my inspiration. Like something comes up, I'm like, mom, dad, brother, sister. I don't have a sister. You're my sister.
Um,
No, that's my sister. Um, but I think having them constantly help me talk about my not myself, but like the problems I might go through. They help me keep going.
Mhm.
Remind me like spiritually, like at the end of the day, you need to consult God at
Yeah.
the end of the day, right? Because they admit they don't know everything.
Mhm.
So it's good to ask God and just do your very best. As long as you do your best, and that's what will keep you going and help you be successful.
Mhm. For me, I think what keeps me driven is knowing that every day is a new day. If you're having a bad day, let's say now, it's not a that quote, like, "It's not a bad life, it's just a bad day."
Oh
And so
yeah,
you're just looking
yeah.
forward to the next day, like, what will God have in store for me each day?
Hmm.
And knowing that if you have a goal, you should know that you're one step closer to what you want, especially if you're praying for it.
yeah, like kind of like a speed bump. You know, you like slow down to it, go
Oh
over it, and then you can
yeah.
speed up again. Kind of
Mm.
like that,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Even though it
Ooh.
kind of hurts sometimes,
yeah,
you like hear it goes. You're like, oh,
and you don't notice.
Like that speed bump,
where'd
like
that come from?
or even a pothole,
Oh
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
You either go up or
yeah.
down.
And then you gotta maintain it, go to the maintenance because you ruined your car at this point.
Yeah, there
So
you go. So
wasn't that
Yeah,
analogy?
yeah.
Well, yeah, never mind. Never mind. Go ahead. I might go.
and what does purpose mean to you and how has it shaped you?
Hmm. Taster?
So the purpose of like what keeps me driven is building family. Is like that's my thing. Like
Mm.
because without like the purpose of building that, how would you build a family kind of thing? Um because you don't have the knowledge of how to take care of children and all that kind of stuff, or how to even build your house kind of thing. So that's just one purpose that I want to keep for myself.
Mm. I do have that the connecting reason as well. I I definitely keep my family in mind all the time. Um, I would always be like, why am I even doing this in the first place? And then I talk with my husband about like, yeah, what is our purpose in regards to working so hard at work and then sweating and like crying about it. But then our end goal in the future is to help our parents
Yeah.
to be comfortable with living. Ideally, you don't want them to have to work till they're like 80, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that we think about from day to day.
Yeah. Purpose. Yeah. I feel like it has shaped me and even everyone because growing up, you mature and you know how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be like you're supposed to focus on what needs to be done,
Yeah.
and so that's what keeps you shaped. And we have a comment. Yes, we have a comment from.
We have a comment from our lovely resident district minister, Kasidni Santos, and he provided a verse, Colossians 3:23, as a reminder to help us to stay driven, as well as a comment from Brother Ace Tapang saying that he has passion for video editing and weight training, but the current struggle that he has is finding the time and the motivation to at times.
Hmm,
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a great verse.
yeah,
It's like because like you don't want to do everything with like the least amount of
yeah,
effort. You
yeah.
know.
Just to do it.
Yeah, just to
Yeah,
do it.
but you
Yeah,
have to do it with your heart.
yeah,
Yeah,
Do you
that's
know how sometimes you catch yourself drifting from a good moment? Like, for example, say that you're working towards, well, I'm going to go with my experience. When my husband and I were trying to plan for our wedding, we were like, ah, this is so much work. This is so stressful. But then when you shift and you stop and really think about what you're doing, you're like, I feel like I'm going to miss this moment.
oh.
Like planning with my now sister-in-law. I love you so much. It was so nice seeing the process. So I feel like reminding yourself to just enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, because like if you just skip through it, then you're gonna be like, I wish I can go back in time. I catch
That's so
myself doing that
true.
all the time. Like I want to go back to the wedding and the hangout and
Yeah,
yeah.
everything.
that's so true. Cause it's all I always hear like it's all about the journey too. Cause like once you reach your goal, you're like, oh, this is my goal, and then you create another goal. But it's like you didn't enjoy your journey while you were on the way
Exactly.
there, so
Yeah.
you'd want to cherish that moment, even if it's like good or bad.
Exactly. Can
Yeah.
you imagine, say you had that control to skip during using like a control, say that you're like, oh, this test is so terrible, or this disastrous thing sucks or whatever, I don't know.
Hmm.
And then you skip through it and you're like, well, what just happened? You
Yeah.
like you get kind of like you don't even get to build your character from it. I
Yeah.
feel like that also helps us.
Like there's no learning process
Yeah,
from what you.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
No learning process, and you'd
Mhm.
yeah.
want to learn from, um, everything you do.
Yeah,
That's so
especially
true.
when you and then your journey when you make a mistake, right?
Mhm.
And you learn from that mistake. That's a good learning process, also.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. And how do you stay grounded when life feels overwhelming or uncertain?
Easy answer for me.
Easy answer for me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pray,
Prayer.
Prayer. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
pray. Because if you, I feel like all of us have experienced this at one point, but whenever we're going through something really hard in life,
Yeah.
you're always like asking, "Oh no, why is this happening to me?" But then when you overcome that speed bump,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you're like, "Wow, I wouldn't have became the person I am today." Do you guys have you had that experience before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially like even like right before you go to work for service, or and then when you're attending, like that's and then like the lesson and the hymns just like speak to you for some reason. Like
Mm-hmm.
every single time like something bad happens, that happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like the hymns and the lesson speaks to you. Like, hey, you can get through it. All that
It's
kind of stuff.
true.
Yeah.
It's biblical. How
Mhm.
about you for you?
Yeah, for me, prayer, cause we don't have control of how our life is. I mean, you can work for it, you can do stuff for the better, but at the same time, we don't control our how our story will be.
Definitely
Yeah.
God knows what's best for you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I forgot what's it called? Rejection is protection.
Oh,
So I
yeah,
heard that
yeah.
especially with me looking for a job right now.
Mm.
When I get rejected, it happened for a reason, because maybe God's like, that's not what I want for you. Just
Mhm.
keep waiting, and then once you get that job, then that's where you're supposed to be.
That's so
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
And can you share a moment where when you refused to quit even when things got tough?
Haha. I think about school.
Me too.
Oh man, I it was so hard. So for me in school, there I minored in deaf studies. So the hard part for me was learning American Sign Language. I feel like learning a language in general is difficult, but I
Mhm.
feel like using your hands, come on, it's a beautiful language. I told my mom I wanted to drop the minor. I couldn't do it anymore. It was just too hard. I was literally at my last semester and she's just like, Anak, you can do this, or child, that's what it means. You can do it, just pray, 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 pray. He will help you grasp that knowledge. And moving forward, I ended up doing or accepting a job that allowed me to work with the deaf and hard of hearing.
Ooh,
And I met the most amazing people in the entire
hey.
world who makes a huge difference to that specific community. And I feel like if I had dropped that minor and I gave up and not trusted God, I wouldn't have met them. And I feel like I've grown in my career since then, and it's been an amazing time.
Mhm.
How
Yeah,
about you
everything happens
guys?
for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I've been through like so many different jobs, but looking back at it now, like if I never went through those jobs, I would never have the job that I have now, like or any of the knowledge that I would have now because of the, all the trials and tribulations that I went through.
Mhm.
Without them, I wouldn't be who I am today, honestly.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me with school too, I remember it was 2023. I wanted to take a gap off.
Mhm.
I feel like I needed a break because that was when my dad passed, and then I was like, oh, life is so hard. I can't take it anymore. Like, I need to focus on one thing, and I wanted to focus on my job.
Mhm.
But then my mom and my sister was like, "Why can't you just keep going? Like, God, like, will guide you in whatever you do." And, that pushed me, and then I agreed to it, because, like, I was like, "Okay, if I take a gap year, I'm probably just gonna give up school at this point, because I
Mm.
felt like I couldn't do it anymore."
Yeah.
But, I feel like with that support as well, that's when you, support that pushes you to do better. That's what's very important.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, and looking back, what's one hard-earned lesson that keeps you moving forward?
One hard-earned lesson. Chat or
Chat.
if you have any experiences in regards to that question, please let us know. We would love to know what you. Oh, actually, we do. Let's
So
see.
we actually have some feedback regarding how do you stay grounded when life gets overwhelming or uncertain? Sister Alexis Mira says prayer is how she stays grounded. Brother
Mhm.
Ace says staying grounded through prayer, trust, and expectation that we all have to go through obstacles because it's our journey in reaching our goals and becoming a better person in the end. And then we
Mhm.
also have Brother Aldrian Gingab, remembering that all things work together for good to those who love God.
Oh,
That is very true.
wow. I feel like we can't even say anything anymore.
Yeah, God is loving, he is just, and as long as you work hard and, remember him for all the successes that you experience, at the end, God is going to show you that he loves you,
Mhm, for
right?
sure.
He doesn't hate, his
Yeah.
children. It's really important to remember that, because I feel like sometimes some people tend to, or myself, you ask like, am I not good enough?
Yeah.
Or do I need to be better? Or does anyone love me? Stuff like
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah,
then
that's
remember,
true.
God always loves
Yeah,
you,
for
and
sure.
he's there to make you a better person.
Yeah,
But yeah.
sometimes you just have to stop and reflect of, where you are and that God really loves you.
Yeah.
And that's what we learned in the Church of Christ. It's very
Mhm.
important that um uh, that's what they always teach us, that God is always going to be there for us.
Mhm. And, if we can have our special greetings.
Oh. Okay, sure. I like to give a shout out to my family. I always thank my family because they're amazing people and they helped me grow who I am today. And I like to also thank Brother Eduardo Vimanalo for always helping us grow as members of the Church of Christ and helping us to reach our goal always.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have programs like this, right?
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And before we wrap up, we want to hear from you. For next week's episode, we will talk about doubt, fear, and doing it anyway. So, our question for you is, if we can show it on the screen, our question for you is what are some doubts you have of yourself and how do you choose to overcome them? And I repeat, what are some doubts you have of yourself and how do you choose to overcome them? Send your responses in our live chat or send us a direct message so that next week we may feature them in our next broadcast. And a message to our listeners: we may stumble, we may pause, but with God's help and with the strength that He has given us, we rise. We continue to press onward, and that is what makes us unstoppable. But before we go, we'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to those who make it all possible for their unstoppable support. We'd like to thank our INC Radio Washington, D.C. family for supporting our broadcast, especially to Brother Sidney R. Santos, our District Supervising Minister, Brother Richard Soterio, our Assistant District Minister, Brother Ajik Dulay, our District CFO Overseer, Brother Tyler Warden, our District Multimedia Advisor, Brother Emmanuel Endaya, our executive producer, Brother Wally Tarai, our station manager, our dedicated INC radio quit techs here and in the Philippines, and special thanks to Brother Angelo Eranio Vimanalo, our deputy executive minister. We would like to give our special thanks to Brother Eduardo Vimanalo, our executive minister of the Iglesianicristo Church of Christ, for allowing us to have programs like today's show here on INC Radio. Thank you for tuning in and spending a part of your day with us. If you like today's show, be sure to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on what's coming next. Until then, catch us again next week here on Unstoppable Purpose in Motion, presented by INC Radio Washington, D.C. Satellite Studio, every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And remember, stay inspired, stay connected, and most of all, stay
Unstoppable.
Woohoo! Bye.
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 Bye, everyone.
Victorious, we return all the praises to our God.